Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Hannah. I'm a flight attendant for a major US airline, and today I am starting a 3-day trip. It is 9:55 a.m. My sign-in is not until 10:30, so I am pretty early to the employee parking lot, but our first part of the day today is a Cancun turn, and since that's not domestic, we actually board 10 minutes earlier than we do for domestic trips. So normally we board 35 minutes prior, but they call these NIPD, they're not premium international destinations. So our premium international destinations would be like Europe and those types of things, but any kind of international island is considered NIPD, and those are 45 minutes prior, and then I think international it's either 50 or 55. But starting in May, they're adding 5 minutes to every boarding time, so domestic will be 40 minutes prior, NIPD will be 50, and then whatever international is, I don't remember because I fly them so few that I really don't know the times. But yeah, they're gonna be adding 5 minutes of boarding, which I told you guys a couple videos ago that April may be my last month of flying, but I'm gonna fly at least the first 2 weeks of May. I haven't decided when my last day will be quite yet. I'm waiting to see what schedule they give me, because I may fly, so I don't start flight school till the 26th. So my brother is getting married the weekend before, but I may fly that week after his wedding, before I call it quits, but I don't know. We'll just have to see what kind of schedule they give me, if it's possible for me to do that, because if they give me a trip that starts that week but doesn't get back till after the 26th or something like that, obviously won't be able to do that. So anyways, let me get my stuff together, go head into this airport and get day one started. It is our only 3-leg day today, and I didn't really meal prep this trip since we're going to Cancun, because once you come back through the US and have to go through customs, they won't let you take any like fruit or veggies or any meal prep really. The only meat you can take through is if they can tell that it came from the United States. And so unless it's packaged, you're not gonna be able to get it through, which mine isn't. So I did bring like lunch and dinner for today, but then after that I just have a bunch of random stuff, and then might have to go buy meals throughout the trip. But anyways, let me get all my stuff together and head into the airport. Day one, we were on a 321 the whole day, and from Charlotte to Cancun and back is a meal service, which the last time I had served meals was the trip before, and I was on a baby bus, so that was 8 people. So going from 8 to 20, it just took me a little while to get into the groove of serving that many people again. But you do your drink service, your nuts, and then you go through with the trays, which I've been getting these sliders pre-ordered a lot lately, so I guess they're a hit with everybody. We also had chicken parm and a salad, but I forgot to show the salad. But yeah, it just took me a while to kind of get my groove back with doing 20 people, so that service took a lot longer than it normally does. I only sat for the last like 50 minutes. We made our way back to Charlotte. It's the same type of service, but once we landed in Charlotte, you guys, we got in early and then had to sit on the tarmac for an hour and a half. It was crazy because of congestion. It was just absolutely ridiculous. This was the chicken option coming back from Cancun. There also was a salad that I forgot to show you guys as well. We left late from Charlotte to Fort Myers because of the delay, but it was a snack basket, so easy flight. We just got to the hotel. It is almost 11:30, and I am pooped, y'all. I am so tired. Today wore me out. It was a long day, and someone asked me on my last video if we get paid for 5 hours even if we don't fly it, and the answer is both yes and no. So for example, today our duty day, or not duty day, the amount of flying we were doing was over 5 hours, so we were going to get paid over 5 hours for that day. But the next 2 days we are flying less than 5 hours. I think tomorrow is like 4 something, And then the last day is like 1.5 or something like that. So those 2 days we will get paid 5 hours, and what they put it as is it's called rig. So anything that we're getting paid for that we're not flying, they call rig. And so basically, if something like today happens where we are sitting on the tarmac for some crazy delay, we won't get paid for that until we run out of all the rig time, if that makes sense. It's really late, so I'm doing my best to try to explain this. So, for example, this trip, our rig time was 2 hours and 53 minutes. So we sat on the tarmac for almost an hour. I think our flight ended up being an hour longer than it was scheduled because of sitting there, but that's not 2 hours and 53 minutes. So now we have an hour and 53 minutes that we could still be stuck on the tarmac before we start getting paid for it, if that makes sense. So any day we fly, we get paid worth 5 hours, whether we work 5 hours or not. But we won't make time above that until we actually fly the 5 hours for that day. I don't know if that's making any sense. Also, I lied to you guys because it was always my understanding that with customs in the US, you couldn't take any like kind of produce stuff through, but I was informed today that you can take vegetables through as long as they're cooked, and then you can take meat through as long as it's cooked and it's not pork. So fruits are no-nos. I think nuts are also no-nos. Basically anything that can sprout and produce more life is a no-no. They don't want that coming through. But if it's cooked and it can't produce any more life, then you can bring it through customs. So that's good to know for future, because I probably would have done a little bit better meal prep than I did. I just didn't want to have to throw away any food. So it's good to know, because usually I cook like chicken. So it's good to know that I can take that through. But anyways, I'm tired. I need to go to bed. I don't really have any plans for tomorrow. I'm not gonna set an alarm. I'm just gonna see what time I can sleep in till, but knowing my normal routine, it'll probably be like 8 a.m. They do have complimentary breakfast at this hotel for us, so if I do get up at 8 a.m., I'll probably go down there and have breakfast. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll do a little gym workout. My foot is feeling better. I don't know what that was last week, but it hasn't been bothering me the last few days, so hopefully whatever that was is gone. And then I'll probably go to the pool at some point, but those are kind of my thoughts right now, but we'll see how I feel when I wake up in the morning. But that is all for day one. Luckily, this trip gets a lot easier after today. We have 2 legs tomorrow and then just 1 leg on our last day. So the hardest day should be done. Obviously, with the airline industry, you never know what can happen, and something crazy could happen tomorrow to make it a hard day, but we're gonna, fingers crossed, hope that that doesn't happen. But anyways, good night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for day 2. Good morning. It is day 2. I slept in later than I normally do on these afternoon layovers. Usually I'm up at like 7:30, 8 in the morning, but I slept until like 9, so that was a surprise. I was expecting to be up earlier, but yesterday they told us that the breakfast downstairs ended at 9:30, so I'm gonna go down there and check that out before that ends to kick off day 2. I had some French toast, some bacon, breakfast potatoes, and then I also had a little bit of Fruit Loops for my breakfast this morning. And then I grabbed a bagel and some peanut butter that I'll probably eat for breakfast tomorrow. But now I'm gonna have my coffee and do my devotion for the day. I didn't do my devotions yesterday because I couldn't get up that early at my house to do it. And then by the time we got to the hotel yesterday, I was just wiped out. There was no way I would have been able to to do it. So sometimes it happens that way, but we're gonna do it today, start us off on the right foot, and then I'll probably go to the pool because it's nice out right now. So I'll probably go out there, and then depending on how long I can stay out there, if I come back in and still have a ton of time to kill, then maybe I'll go to the gym, but we'll see what happens. But let's get this devotion started, and then we'll see where the rest of the day takes us. It's 11:10. I'm gonna take the rest of my coffee down and hang out at the pool for a little bit. It was a beautiful day outside, and one of my crew members ended up coming down to the pool with me, so we stayed out there for a good bit. I ended up staying down at the pool a little bit longer than I thought I would. It is, let's see, 2:45, so I'm gonna eat a little snack really quick and then hop in the shower. Our van is at 4:03, so I have a little over an hour before I need to be ready for that. So yeah, just gonna eat my snack, shower, get ready, and then we will start day 2 of flying. It is time to catch the van. We do 2 flights today. We go to Chicago, and then I think we have a little bit of a sit, and then we do a quick flight to Grand Rapids. So let's go get all this flying started. Day 2 went so much smoother than day 1. No crazy delays, which we love. We switched onto the 737 for the rest of the trip. So instead of 20 people in first class, I only had 16, but everyone except for 3 people in my first class pre-ordered, which is amazing. If you guys want to help your first class flight attendants out, pre-order your meals because everybody's happy. But we had someone pre-order the beef, we had the chicken parmesan, this was the salad that I forgot to show you guys yesterday. We also had people pre-ordering the sliders again and the fruit and cheese, but I just love when I get that many pre-orders. It makes my job so much easier. Had our little sit in Chicago. We went down to the crew room for a little bit and then did the super quick flight to Grand Rapids. I didn't even have time to go out and do a service. It took us longer to taxi than it did to get to Grand Rapids on that flight. I just got to the hotel. It is almost 12:45 in the morning. So I'm going to wash my face and get in the bed. We don't leave the hotel tomorrow until like 6:34 at night. So the crew is planning on getting together to do lunch at some point tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. So depending on what time I get up in the morning, I'm not gonna set an alarm. They do have free breakfast here at this hotel again. So if I get up in time, I'll do that, but I did grab a bagel and peanut butter from the one this morning to have for breakfast, so I don't need to go get food. But if I'm up, I might as well go down there. So we'll just see. I'm not gonna set an alarm. I'm just gonna sleep in and then we'll see. And then depending on what time I get up in the morning, maybe I'll go work out at the gym before going to lunch. But again, we'll just have to see what time I get up. But that is all for day 2. I will see you guys tomorrow for day 3 go home day. Good morning. It is day 3. Have a ton of time to kill today. It is 8:30. I got up around 8:15, so I didn't sleep in as long as I did yesterday. But like I mentioned last night, they have free breakfast at this hotel, so might as well go downstairs and see what they have. If I'm remembering correctly, I think this hotel has like a make your own omelet kind of station thing, and then your other like typical like complimentary breakfast stuff. Even though I don't know if I'm really feeling an omelet right now, but we'll go see what they have downstairs. Here was what I went with the complimentary breakfast from the hotel, then came back upstairs, did my devotion, had my coffee for the day. It started downpouring, so I decided to go to the gym, get a little workout in. It was a small gym, but I just used the treadmill on layovers and I read my book while I walk for a little while. I usually do 3.5 miles, but I only did 2 because we were all meeting for lunch. I didn't really care for the food that I ordered, but everybody else seemed to enjoy theirs, so maybe I'll give it another try next time I'm there. We did a little bit of shopping on our way back and then had 3 hours to kill when I got back to the hotel. So I studied for a little bit and warmed up some mac and cheese and had that for dinner. And then it was time to catch the van. We have 9 minutes till van, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go downstairs. I'm ready. I don't have any reason to be waiting up here. Just our one final leg home tonight, and it is wide open. I think there's like only 40 passengers going to Charlotte. And I would guess because we're getting in so late, like by the time we get to Charlotte, it's gonna be, I think around 10 o'clock at night. So there's not gonna be any connecting flights people can make. So most people that fly to Charlotte connect through to go somewhere else. So I'm assuming that's why it's so light, because all of our other flights this trip have been slam full. But, well, except for the flight coming here. The flight coming here last night was wide open too. But anyways, let's get go home leg started. Our flight back to Charlotte was super easy, had a snack basket, and when we landed, it only took us 6 minutes to taxi instead of an hour and a half, so we love that. Hi, honey. Hi. I just got home. It is 11:15. Thank you, honey. We got in like 35 minutes early to Charlotte, and with us being so light, we were able to get off the plane pretty quickly, so I got home a lot earlier than I thought I was going to when I originally started this trip, so that's nice. But I am so tired. My eyes get really dry when I start to get tired, which a lot of you guys ask me a lot why I don't wear my contacts, and that's one of the reasons. My eyes will get dry, and then my contacts are just super uncomfortable. So my glasses are way more comfortable, especially for like longer days, which today was not a long day, but my contacts would have been bothering me that whole drive home. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I misspoke at the beginning of the video. I was saying that they're adding 5 minutes of boarding time to all of our like boardings, but really it's just domestic. So I did not read the message all the way through. So it's just domestic flights are adding 5 extra minutes. So when I was talking about NIPD and IBD, yeah, just disregard that because I was giving you guys false information. And I feel like there was something else that I said to you guys that I found out later was not true, but I'm blanking on what that is. But yeah, if I think about it, I'll correct myself. Or if someone else knows of something that I misspoke about, then feel free to correct me in the comments. But yeah, I'm about to get in the bed. I didn't even see any kind of like commercials or anything for this, but I guess there's a new animated like Christian movie that's in the theaters called The King of Kings or something. And according to online reviews, it seems to stick to like scriptures, not kind of go off on its own thing. It's like pretty biblical. So we may go watch that tomorrow with my family to kind of get us ready for Easter Sunday that's coming up the next day. So if I go see that, I'll have to let you guys know how it is, because I didn't even know that that was out in theaters right now. So we might do that tomorrow. And then the next day's Easter. So happy Easter, everybody. Hope you guys, this video will probably come out after Easter. So I hope you guys all had a wonderful Easter weekend. If you celebrate with family and friends or whoever you may celebrate with. But as always, any questions, comments, whatever, put them in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!